Hello again and welcome to Shed Talk, my weekly magazine video series looking at the keeping, breeding and showing of cage birds, with a particular focus as usual on the exhibition style budgerigar. And for those of you that watched the last episode will know that we are planning to do a walk round of all of the budgerigar breeding cages today and just see how we've got on. So in this episode that's our focus really. I think I said it in the last one, in fact I'm sure I did. That last episode and this one are likely to be slightly shorter than usual, just because of other work commitments. Right, so what we will do now then is, as I think is fairly customary when I do my breeding updates, is we'll start at cage 1 and work our way around. So as I say, we'll start with cage number 1, and this is that really nice grey-green cockbird that is probably my favourite bird, the bird of the moment, you might say. And we paired him to a normal light green. They've been in the cage a little while, and again, if you watched the last episode, you know that this pair had started to lay. I think in the last episode there were 3 eggs, and I think I said I thought that egg number 2 was clear. Well, we'll take a look at the nest box now, and you can see more success. She's actually laid 6 eggs now, which is really good. The last egg was actually laid today, so I'm not sure whether I say the last egg to be laid was today. Whether or not she's going to lay a couple more, I don't know, because I did say there was a bit of a hit and miss at the beginning of the laying of this hen. So she sort of laid an egg, missed 3 or 4 days, laid an egg, missed 3 days, and she's now into that 2-day cycle, which is the normal process. So, you know, lay an egg, miss a day, that side of things. So so whether or not those first 2 eggs were they're part of this round, but whether they're part of their sequence, I don't know. It might well be that she'll lay another 2. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Anyway, I said I thought that egg number 2 was full just from the way it was colouring. I was wrong. When I did candle it, that egg ended up being clear. However, I am pleased to say that egg number 3 and egg number 4 are definitely full. Egg number 5 looks to me like it probably is going to be, and egg number 6, having been laid today, it is really too early to know whether that egg is full. But we have got at least 2 full eggs off of this pair, which is, you know, my pair number 1, the best cockbird paired to the best hen that's most appropriate for him. So I am hopeful that we'll get some nice chicks off of this pair, and we are, you know, at least part of the way there with having full eggs. So so that just means that we've now got to wait for the first of those to hatch. What I will do is I'll just pop on the screen now the date of that first or the first egg that's due to hatch, so egg number 3, the date that's due to hatch, so you can see so roughly how long we've got to wait. So hopefully, so far, good news in cage number 1, which is, you know, brilliant. It's a very good start to the breeding season, and I am very pleased to get some full eggs off of this pair. Now, touch wood, they'll hatch, then I'll feed them, and everything will be tickety-boo going forward, won't it? You know, we're going to have no problems with this nest box whatsoever. Famous last words. Guaranteed there'll be some crisis happening in here very shortly, now that I've said that. Right, so that's cage number 1. Like I say, really good news in cage number 1. I'm going to cover cage number 2 and cage number 3 almost together, because well, you'll find out. If you carry on watching, you'll find out why I'm going to cover those 2 together. So cages number 2 and number 3. Now in cage number 2 we've got the cinnamon cobalt cockbird that we paired to the dominant pied, the green dominant pied bird. And I said when we paired them up that I was hoping to get something off this pair, but the dominant pied hen didn't produce anything last year, and the way this was going, it felt very similar in that the hen was interested in the nest box. So she did go up to it. She went in there. She's actually done a bit of clearing out of the nest box, but she would not let the cockbird anywhere near her. So whenever he showed any interest in her, she would chase him away, and they were doing the same thing around the soft food dish, where they were chasing each other around. And indeed, the cockbird seemed really interested in the cockbird in cage number 3. So, and in cage number 3, just to remind you, in cage number 3, we've got a violet cockbird that we paired to a I think it's a dark green hen, and then as the weeks or the week and a bit drew on, the hen in cage number 2 started to pay attention also to the cockbird in cage number 3. So we had this, and the cockbird in cage number 3 was showing an interest in that hen as well. So and very little interest in the hen that we've paired him up to. So I was having this dilemma: do I move these two birds around a little bit just to try and pair them up with a pair that they might be more happy with, I suppose. However, just recently, going back a little bit, the hen in cage number 3 didn't go into the nest box hardly at all, so she showed very little interest in it. And then about 3 days ago, the hen in cage number 3 started to go into the nest box. The cockbird still doesn't show a great deal of interest in her, but in cage number 2 now, the hen is going in and out of the nest box quite a lot. The cockbird looks in the nest box for her, and they've literally just started to sit next to each other. So I'm sort of glad I didn't split these too early, because I do think that they might now be beginning to pair up, but it has taken them a really long time to sort themselves out. It's been, you know, and even now there's not a massive amount of movement. And the hen, you've got the hen in cage number 2 is quite a lazy hen. I say this because she's only cleared a tiny little bit of the nest box out, so there's still quite a lot of bedding in there. However, it does feel a little bit now like maybe, just maybe, these two pairs are settling down and are going to be, if not happy, at least content with the partner that we've picked for them. So I am going to leave those two birds now well alone, and in that at least for another couple of weeks. If nothing happens after a couple of weeks, I will have to have a rethink. Right, so that's cage number 2 and cage number 3 looked at. Well, before we look at the last two birds then, I just wanted to say, if you're enjoying the video, then please do give the video a big thumbs up. The thumbs up help the video to be found more widely across YouTube. If you're not yet a subscriber to the channel, then please do, of course, subscribe to the channel. All the subscriptions help the channel to grow, and certainly help me in terms of just generally promoting the channel, and gives me nice feedback in terms of that I know people are enjoying it. If you want early notifications, of course, then please do hit the bell icon. As always, please do comment on anything you see in this video, any other video, or anything you'd like to see in a future video. Right, let's crack on and talk about the final two cages. Well, as I said, let me know your thoughts on cage number 2 and cage number 3. So we've had success with cage number 1. Seems to be a bit hit and miss with cage number 2 and 3. What about cage number 4? Now, cage number 4, this is the light green cockbird that we've paired to a Lutino hen. The hen cleared the nest box right out, and I kept having to add a little bit more nesting material in there just to give her something to do more than anything else. She finally started laying, and the moment she started laying, and you can see the nest box here, the moment she started laying the eggs, I topped that nest box up a wee bit just to stop the eggs from rolling about. You can see that she hasn't cleared out that what I put in there now, so which is good news, which means that the eggs are less likely to roll about, which can of course cause problems for the eggs. Right, so she's, as you can see, she started laying. So far she has laid 2 eggs, and a bit like the cage above, cage number 1, the second of those eggs was laid today. It is really early to know whether or not those eggs are full. I am hopeful, and I'm hopeful because I have seen the cockbird treading the hen. Every time she comes out of the nest, she's ready for him to tread, and he is treading her. I have candled the first of the eggs. I know it's very early, and it does look to me, I just have this, you know when you get that sort of ring, the slight difference colour of the ring around the egg, it's sort of where the veins are just starting to show. You can't see the redness of the veins yet, but I have a feeling that it might well be that that's the start of those veins. But I was wrong about the one above, wasn't I? I was sure that egg number 2, the way it was colouring up, was going to be full. So I'm probably wrong about this as well. But we'll have to have a look. We will wait and see. You know, we'll give it another couple of days, and 3 or 4 days, and we'll candle it again, and we'll have a better idea then as to whether or not that particular whether that round is likely to be full or not. So good news in that case. It does mean we're going to get a few split cockbirds off of this pair, touch wood, if she carries on and those eggs are full. So we've had great news in cage number 1, a bit hit and miss in cage number 2 and 3, good news in cage number 4. What about the new pair, the pair we paired up in the very last episode, which was the gifted cockbird that we paired to a light green hen? Well, the final cage then we're going to talk about is cage number 5. Don't forget cage number 6 is still empty. So cage number 5, this is the new pair. So this is a brand new bird for the shed. So the Lutino that I got from Terry Sadler. Big thank you again to Terry for gifting me that bird. And we paired that to a light green hen. And I'm pleased to say, so that as you can probably see from the nest box that's behind me, the nest box is now open. The hen has started going in there, although there isn't a massive amount of clearing out of the nest box, so but she has started to go in there. I haven't seen any real interest between the cockbird and the hen yet, but it is still early days. This pair's only been in the breeding cage for just over a week, so we do have to bear with them a little bit. And of course, for the cockbird's point of view, this is a brand new shed, so it's all very new to him, so it will probably take him a little while to settle in. I'm hoping over the next week we'll start to see a little bit movement in terms of them showing some interest in each other, particularly as the hen seems to be quite keen to go down, and I hope that will stimulate the cockbird into paying that interest if he sees her going in and out of the nest box. So that is cage number 5, and that is a full roundup of all of the cages. Like I said, it is a shorter episode than usual. That regular viewers will know that I am quite busy at the moment. Hopefully, next week I will have a bit more time on my hands, so episodes should be back up to their normal sort of, just over 30 minutes, which I think is what most people seem to enjoy. So I'll try and make sure that that's the sort of time that we will be producing. But that is for the next episode. Just where I am at the moment, over here in the UK, most people in the UK will know this, but it suddenly got very chilly, and I've finally had to just switch the heating on in here a little bit. Outside it's not too bad, the Fifes don't seem to mind the cold too much, but particularly with them breeding in here, I have had to turn the heating up just a little bit. It's set now to between 14 and 16, I think, just to keep the shed you know, so it doesn't drop too cold, particularly for the hens when they're sat in the nest box. So that's what I've done in here while this cold spell is going on. So I'm having to check, of course, that the heater is, because it hasn't been on for a little while, that it is actually all functioning okay. So I've been doing that as well over the last day and a bit. But that is just about all we've got time for in this episode. Until the next one, as always, do stay safe, enjoy your birds.